It's one of the biggest academic scandals to hit West Point in decades. Dozens of cadets accused of cheating on a math exam while learning remotely, breaking the military academy's honor code. NBC News, Pentagon, and national security correspondent Courtney Kube joining me now. Courtney, how did West Point figure out that these cadets cheated?
So there were more than 70 of them, and they were all taking a calculus exam. As you mentioned, Allison, it was virtual last May. And West Point administrators realized that all of them had missed a very specific portion of this calculus exam in the same way. It was obviously suspicious to them. They started digging into it. Well, since then, these 73 cadets, 72 of them were freshmen at the time. One was a sophomore. They've obviously moved up to the next grade. Since then, more than 50 of them have admitted guilt, admitting that they were part of a cheating scandal here. Those individuals will now, they're going to stay at West Point for now, but they'll be on probation for the rest of their time there. So think about it. You know, they were first years at the time. They've got the whole rest of their time there on probation status. If they have one other violation of the honor code, most likely they will be kicked out. Several of them, 4 to be exact, of the cadets left on their own, and several others are still fighting these charges. But as you mentioned, this is a very serious allegation. These are very serious situation here. It is a direct violation of West Point's honor code. And that is something that I can tell you, I've spent time at West Point. The administrator, the superintendent, they take it very seriously, Allison.
Courtney, I know you mentioned that some of them will be on probation for the remainder of their time there. Do we know, is there anyone who could be potentially kicked out here? Does it look like those who at least admitted to it will be allowed to stay as long as they're on their best behavior from here on out?
So far, the ones who've admitted will likely be able to stay. There are 8 of them who are still going to go before an honor board. They are not admitting guilt. So how any of those, it's up to the honor board what happens with them. As I mentioned, 4 left on their own. But there's also a couple of them who have other issues. I don't know if it's necessarily academic or behavioral or what it was, but they had other issues. They could still be kicked out as well. So the whole case is, think about it. It's 73 cadets. West Point is not an enormous institution. Each class ranges everywhere from, 1,100 to 1,200 cadets, depending on how many, drop out candidly each year. So it's not an enormous institution. This is a wide-scale cheating scandal. One of the things that I was really struck by was how, when I initially heard about this, I would have thought that all of these cadets would have been kicked out for an honor code, a very clear honor code violation. Yeah. But I was surprised by how they said, look, virtual learning is tough on everybody. And this is what the administrators there were saying. And so they're chalking that up to the fact that schools, colleges, are having a difficult time all across the country right now, and West Point is not immune from that.
Yeah, certainly more compassion in this situation than I might have expected. I thought the same thing, Courtney, that they would be kicked out for that. But you said it. 73 cadets accused. This is not a small cheating incident. Courtney, thank you so much for reporting on this today.
Thanks, Allison.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.